So some time ago, I posted, fine, I'll rewrite my website with AI. This invited a lot of questions. Today, I'm here to share that with you and tell you that it's done. I'm so excited about this. I started working on this for the past week or two, and I've been working on it nonstop in all of my free time. Let's look at my new website right now. Come look at my phone. So this is what it says. It says, I'm Tejas Kumar, and I've been building on the web for over 20 years at places like Spotify, Vercel, Zeta, and more. And then when you scroll down, you'll see the first AI feature. It's about my podcast. So my podcast, I started it some time ago, and it's the thing that I care the most about, frankly, at this point in time. I talk to some great people, I have some great conversations, and the episodes are pretty long form. People have asked me, they say, hey, your episodes are like an hour and a half, 2 hours long. Who's going to listen to that? Is it broken down into chapters? Can you maybe do sound bites? Can you do shorts? Yes, we can do all of those things. Can you keep the attention span? Yes. But I really do like the long form format because we naturally, organically cover so much stuff. Now with AI, you can find the details of what we uncover with one single query. Let's look at this. So we go here, I scroll down, and there's this section. I host a podcast where I talk to world experts in web engineering and do lectures. Search across all episodes with custom AI. Give it a try below. Okay, so we can do one of the pre-filled prompts. So we could go like work-life balance. Tell me about that. And we get an answer which says, we discussed work-life balance at this time with Kent C. Dodds in the episode titled Kent C. Dodds. And it gives us more context, so I don't really have to tap on the link, but here, when I tap on the timestamp, I'm taken, watch this, with Artem's question, how does one then balance family life, 5 children, and all of that?
Well, so first with the family aspect, there is no balance there. Yeah, the family gets everything.
Yeah, to the second precision, find exactly what you're looking for with AI on the Contagious Code podcast. I'm so excited about this feature. Let's try it again. Let's look at, there's a new core web vital. So let's what is INP? INP is a new web vital, and so if we search here, it does a bit of a search and it gets an answer. We discussed INP at this time with Lazar Nikolov. INP stands for Interaction in NextPaint, and it comes from FID, First Input Delay. So you get the answer here with the podcast sort of being, in case you want more, click the timestamp. And so I'm going to click the timestamp. INP is new, right? And what is INP? Do we remember what it stands for? I forget.
Yeah, it's interaction to next paint. It's basically how long it takes for the browser to handle repaints upon a user interaction, right? So
yeah, that's single episodes. Now, if there's a topic that we cover in multiple episodes, it will find that with every guest, all the nuance. If a guest says a good thing and if another guest says a bad thing, it's going to get all of that and give you an answer here. For example, we talk about remix with Kent. We also talk about remix with Lazar. Sentry SDK supports it. So if I go something very simple as Next.js or remix, it will give me an answer where, we discussed this with Kent. We did. And we also compared it. And we also talked about, I think it should go and find the one where we talked about this with Lazar. Yeah, we touched on SDKs for frameworks, including this with Lazar. So it can intelligently combine any number of episodes to give you an answer that captures the geist of everyone's take here. So we can look at Kent's. We're working on remix. You mentioned Next.js was complex. I need. So we just wrapped up talking about remix, and he mentioned Next.js is complex, and we get the trade-offs there. So every episode, every conversation, every minute, everything becomes searchable with to the second precision with AI on the Contagious Code podcast. I am so excited about this feature because it even includes things that are esoteric that people may not know. For example, something called Ceroval, right? It's a serializer here. Let's try and find this. What is Ceroval? I honestly thought a Ceroval was a cat, an exotic cat. But here, we discussed Ceroval at this time with Attila. It was mentioned in the context of a creator whose last name we couldn't say, and it was decided to use Ceroval in their discussion. So let's look at this.
The Philippines, I cannot say the last name, but he created Ceroval, and then they decided to use Ceroval. Is extremely powerful and fast, and then that's the one they chose.
Okay. There was, I think, Super JSON, right? That's another series.
Yeah,
I
that's
would be
another
interested.
one.
Yeah. It takes you to the point in time where he mentions Cereval. So absolutely incredible application of AI using some powerful techniques. This video is just a demo. We'll maybe do one on how it's built if you want. Let me know, leave a comment or at me. But there's more. So that's just the podcast. But if we continue scrolling all the way through some testimonials, you can also subscribe to the podcast here if you want. I speak at conferences. I've given about 42 talks. Here's 10 of the recent ones. There's 10 here because I'm trying not to overpopulate the DOM. I'm trying to keep things performant. But yeah, you can find answers across every talk I've given with the same to the second precision. For example, if I ask for a talk about developer health, what we'll see is it should give me, I did speak about this somewhere. Let's take a look. So I spoke about developer health at React Miami 2023. There you go. It does give you some details here again, so you don't need to go watch the video. Ideally, you get the information as soon as you want. But if I tap on this,
it's helpful, and look at some challenges it faces today, and then look at inspiration from other.
Yeah, so to the second precision across every talk, even stuff going back to 2019 where I had hair. Absolutely wild. And as usual, we've got some testimonials from dear friends, coworkers. You can contact me to talk. And it's the same thing about the book. So I wrote the book. You can buy it if you want. Here's some things people say. And you can ask any question of anything I wrote in the book. So when should I use memo? And let's see what it says. You should use memo when dealing with computationally expensive calculations, where you need a stable reference to objects and arrays across renders. And the cool thing about this is it even tells you like when not to use memo, as far as I know. So let's here. So always, it's important to avoid using use memo, blah blah blah. Right? Very very cool. And you can of course buy the book on Amazon if you want. Finally, the last feature here is I've pulled every post of mine from X, from formerly Twitter, and you can just ask literally anything. For example, here, I'm on social media. Let's ask, how did you learn to code? What's the answer? Does it? I started coding at 8 years old. Indeed, that's absolutely true. Self-study and practice, resources, and so on and so forth. And this is actually true. I love the window alert feedback loop in JavaScript. And I mentioned this on this post, and if I tap on here, I'm literally taken to the place where I mentioned that. But it just keeps going on and on and on. And finally, this is the post here where some of the things that I used to learn were highlighted. Okay, so that's it. And finally, there's a call to action, like, do you want to chat, send me an email. But this is the website built with AI. These are the features that I believe are incredible, are powerful, and will add a ton of value. I mean, getting to the second precision in podcasts and talks, and even to the topic focus in my book. I hope that's helpful. Let me know what you think. Try it out. I can't wait to hear how you feel. That's at tej.as, tej.as is my website, and I'm really genuinely excited in your feedback. You might be thinking, whoa, this gets so expensive. And some of you may see some rate limiting. Some of you may see, oh, I'm at capacity. I went bankrupt paying the bills. How can we do this? And there are some intelligent AI techniques used here. For example, there's semantic caching. I'm fine-tuning my own machine learning large language model here, which is using Mistral or Mistral 7B as the foundation model on top of which I'm giving it my information. And finally, I just have like a buy me a coffee. So running the set scale is pretty expensive, but if you want to support me, tap on this and you literally just go to like a coffee page where you can leave me a tip of whatever you want. And this tip actually does help support the podcast. It helps support my education effort. So it's not going to waste, right? If you'd like to do that, I would definitely be thankful. So with that, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.